The whole point of your question was to be like, you're a scary racist.
Well, I haven't
And
actually
my
finished my
response is,
question.
no, I'm not. Okay, well, how about no more lying in your questions, and then I'll answer it.
Okay. Well, this is the same theory, or as you say, idea, that has inspired the New York Buffalo shooting where 11 black Americans were killed.
On.
2
You know what
white
I mean?
Americans were killed.
Like,
And it's also inspired...
it's not, first of all...
It's inspired one of the worst Australian guns
How do
of
they
all
get
time
people
to
this
shoot
stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but I'm totally against violence. I'm totally against the war in Ukraine, for example, which doubtless you support. And like all dutiful liberals, support more carnage. I don't. I hate mass shootings, actually. Nothing I said, what does it mean to inspire something? My views are not bigoted against any group. They're honest. They're factual. That's not hate.
All right, folks, this was brutal. Tucker Carlson just destroyed this liberal Australian journalist, and we're going to react to it here today. But as usual, if you like the content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, folks. But okay, getting into this. So long story short, Tucker is on a speaking tour, and he was just confronted by this left-wing journo who tries to hit him with a gotcha question about the supposed great replacement theory. Now, great replacement is obviously a buzzword that they throw at you anytime you are opposed to open borders. You don't support the left wing's mass immigration plan. You actually believe in protecting the American nation and its sovereignty. This is what they say. They say you support white supremacist conspiracy theories while at the same time casually admitting that the Great Replacement is real in their words. But then when you say, oh, you just said the Great Replacement is a real thing, then they call you a white supremacist. So that's the context of what's going on here. This journalist tries to throw it out at Tucker Carlson, and newsflash, it does not go well for her. Let's take a listen.
So much for your address today. So you talked a little bit about immigration, and in the past you've talked about how white Australians, Americans, Europeans are being replaced by non-white immigrants in what is often referred to as the Great Replacement theory. This is the same...
Have I said that whites are being replaced?
Well...
I don't think I said that.
Well, it's been mentioned on your show 4,000 times. And
really, when did I say that?
On your show.
I said whites are being replaced?
You have said that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I would challenge you to cite that, because I'm pretty sure I haven't said that. I said native-born Americans are being replaced, including blacks.
Native-born Americans.
Native-born Americans. And Americans like black Americans have been, African Americans have been in the United States for, in many cases, their families over 400 years. And their concerns are every bit as real and valid and alive to me as the concerns of white people whose families have been there 400 years. So I've never said that whites are being replaced. Not one time. And you can't cite it.
Untrue.
So we just met, but when our relationship starts with a lie, it makes it tough to be friends. So
you've been lying
let's
about
pull that back. I'm happy to explain what I do think.
So.
Well, you actually can't say it because I didn't say it, and I don't believe it, and I'm telling you that to your face, so why don't you just accept me at face value? My concern is that the people who are born in the country are the main responsibility of its leaders. And as noted earlier, when those leaders shift their concern from the people whose responsibility it is to take care of to people around the world to put their priorities above that of their own citizens, that's immoral. And they are being replaced in my country, people who are born in the United States, and the birth rate tells the whole story. They are not at replacement rate. And so the U.S. population is growing because we're importing people from other countries. And my view is that happy people have children, and a functioning economy allows them to do that. And we don't have that. And so you need to fix the economy and fix the culture and make it so that people who want to have kids can. You don't just go for the quick sugar fix of importing new people. Like, that's my position. And if you think that's racist, that's your problem.
I never called you a racist.
But of course you are suggesting, and
well,
I must say one of the reasons people don't like people like you in the media is that you never say exactly what you mean. Your slurs are all by implication, and you're about to tell me the Great Replacement theory is racist or anti-Semitic, whatever. I've said what I've said to you right now like 100 times in public. I hope to, if I live long enough, say it 100 more times. I think it's completely honest and real, not racist or scary. It's factually true. It's not a theory, it's a fact. And the whole point of your question was to be like, you're a scary racist.
Well, I haven't.
And my response is, no, I'm not. Okay, well, How about no more lying in your questions, and then I'll answer it.
Notice how in that entire exchange, she cannot point to one actual instance of when Tucker Carlson talked about white replacement. I mean, this is an alleged journalist who has done clearly enough research to find some think tank or left-wing NGO article that says Tucker Carlson talked about white replacement 4,000 times on his show, and yet she can't point to a single example. I think that tells you everything you need to know. And perhaps she's the living proof that no matter how clearly you try to say it, no matter how you try to frame it, these people are going to call you racist no matter what. If you're opposed to open borders and mass immigration and globalism, you must be a white supremacist. Prime example of how the media plays these games. But let's keep watching here.
Well, this is the same theory, or as you say, idea, that has inspired the New York Buffalo shooting where 11
God, come on.
So sorry to pause so quickly, but notice in the last clip, she was just saying, I wasn't calling you racist. And then Tucker Carlson accurately predicted that you're about to call me racist anyway. Look what she just did. Notice how that works, okay? I wasn't saying you're racist, but this theory that I'm saying you're promoting, even though you deny you're promoting, is the source behind white supremacist terrorist attacks. Yeah, again, tells you everything you need to know, but okay.
I mean, Americans were killed. It's also inspired.
It's not. First of all,
it's inspired the worst, one of the worst Australian guns
of all time. How do they get people this stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but I'm totally against violence. I'm totally against the war in Ukraine, for example, which doubtless you support. And like all dutiful liberals, support more carnage. I don't. I hate mass shootings, actually. Nothing I said, what does it mean to inspire something? My views are not bigoted against any group. They're honest. They're factual. That's not hate. That's reality. And my views derive from my deep concern for Americans, actually. Americans aren't having kids because they can't afford to, and nobody in charge cares. And so that's my position. That doesn't inspire mass shootings. How dare you try to tie me to some lunatic who murdered people? How dare you, actually? And in fact, I mean, do you know what I mean? I'd be like, Hitler wore those shoes. A lot of people are saying that you're like Hitler. Can you explain those shoes? Hitler wore exactly the same shoes, and you're like, I've got nothing to do with Hitler. Well, that's how I feel about your absurd, disingenuous question.
Right, so therefore you support gun control?
What? I thought it couldn't get dumber, but it did. No, I don't support disarming law-abiding people so they can't defend themselves. So the government has a monopoly on violence? I don't think so. First of all, in my country, that's illegal, as you know. But moreover, it should be illegal in every country. A sovereign person has the right to defend himself and his family. Period. And that said, I'm totally opposed to harming anyone. Anyone. Have you been calling? Are you concerned about the war in Ukraine and the countless innocents being murdered there every single day? I doubt you are. Probably Putin bad. I am. I'm a Christian. I hate violence. I hate mass shootings. I have guns at home and often on my person when I'm in the United States, I'm proud to say, because I want to defend myself and those I love against violence. That's the point. I'm not perpetrating crimes. I'm not shooting strangers. I'm defending what I love. And if you're against that, I guess I would ask why. Why would you be against that?
Well, so you don't think you harbor any kind of responsibility for these hate crimes?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be charitable.
Yeah, get her out of here.
Like, maybe you're just pretending to be dumb. Now I don't think it's an act.
Tucker, thank you for taking those questions. I'm sure you enjoyed
Actually, I loved it. I just feel sorry. I mean, because I got here and the country's so unbelievably beautiful and the people are so cheerful and funny and cool and smart. I'm like, your media's got to be better than ours. It can't just be a bunch of castrated robots reading questions from the boss. And then it turns out it's exactly the same, maybe even a tiny bit dumber.
I mean, you can just tell, like Tucker Carlson said himself, he has spent his entire life in the mainstream news media. Now he's finally free. Now he's finally independent, able to do his own thing on his own terms. And now he's just completely fed up with having to deal with these people, with these lazy, frankly, evil journalists that try to slander. And I mean, that's straight up blood libel, in my opinion, against you. Tucker is just not here for it. He's done. He's saying no more. Screw you. you, you're an idiot. And frankly, that's how these people should be handled, because they are A, disingenuous, and B, genuinely pretty stupid if they really do believe the things they're saying and it's not just meant to be blatant slander or propaganda against someone like Tucker. Because, you know, we talked about the Great Replacement thing already and how that's just what they do every time you say you're opposed to mass immigration. They say you're racist, you want closed borders, you're racist. But it got even more unhinged when it came to the hate crime and the gun control part. You notice that end part, she says, so you don't take any responsibility for these hate crimes? So it's like, what? Tucker Carlson has never endorsed or incited or called for violence. So the answer is no. Now, of course, if we want to play that double standard in the other direction, every time a liberal or left-leaning person commits a terrorist act, is she directly responsible? Of course not. But of course, we also know the main thing is that these people are intellectually lazy and they are most importantly dishonest. And Tucker Carlson does a very good job just throwing her out of the room, discrediting her. And, you know, we love to see it. Anytime you see a scumbag journalist get destroyed like that, it is a sight to behold. And I'm very happy that that's how Tucker handled it, because that's how it frankly should be handled. But okay, with that said, folks, let me know your thoughts on this viral Tucker Carlson exchange in the comment section down below. Did you appreciate it as much as I did? Let me know your thoughts. Be sure to leave a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And until next time, Alpha moves only. God bless. Have a very great rest of your night, and peace.